It's a rainy day here in Texas, and that is unusual. Great day to do a craft, and I want to use up some scrap paper. I have, when I make cards, I end up with lots of strips, and I'm trying to find ways to use it. So I did this already. I cut a bunch of strips that looked good together, and they're just on a plain sheet of paper, but they are firm. It's a firm sheet because these are all either cardstock or watercolor paper. And so I just cut them thin. Some of them I cut with scissors, some I did on my guillotine cutter. And I just placed them all in there. They're about the same size. And then I used my Sizzix die cutter to cut these out, and they are so cute. This would be so cute with a little sentiment on it. It's very unique, very different. You're not going to find anything like that. Punch a little hole in it, and it'd be a beautiful tag. And it's a way to use up the scraps. Just put a to and from on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on some music, and I'm going to cut some strips. And what I'm going to use, so look, see, I got oval, small circle, smaller. These are really cute, and I like that there's some some lettering on this. It's just it's warm, it's eclectic. The only thing that really matches or goes is the color scheme. That's kind of the only key that we need. And so what I'm going to use, this is some embossed paper. I just practiced embossing. I'll cut that. This is from a calendar, last year's calendar. And these pages are so useful. They're divider pages. This would be a beautiful tag, but I think I'll cut them up and use either side. This is some stamping practice, and it's got a distressed look, but it goes with the color scheme. This is just plain cardstock that I just stamped letters on and put some distressed ink on. I was practicing, this is watercolor paper, practicing just seeing what styles I like. I don't really want to use them. Obviously, I can't give these away, but I thought if I cut them in strips, they could be really cute. This one has a lot of white in it, but I think it would add, we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. I'm going to be cutting long ways in order to get a fairly good size sheet. And here's a church, not real fond of, glad I tried it, but it's got the brown strips. It's got some nice colors in it. This I may or may not use, might have too much white in it. And then this one, I was just fiddling around with leaving white strips. So I'm going to start cutting. And before I do, if you were to cut with your scissors, a lot of times what I do is I eyeball it, and I just, where I'm looking is right to the right of this blade, and once I cut it equal, when you cut again, line up the left side of your paper right up against the scissors. The scissors are perfectly straight. Then cut again. Prepare before you cut, line up that paper with your scissor blade, and it will cut straight. And then what you end up with is a very nice, it looks like I went through a cutter. If you have a shredder that shreds long pieces, that might work too. If your shredder can handle a little thicker, you could use thin paper. This is just a little easier to use, to flip over, glue, and then put on the board. So that alone is interesting. An interesting look. I like this strip. It's got pretty colors. It's got a little bit of black, and you'll never know what this is when I cut it up. So let's get cutting. Then I'm going to glue it on this sheet of paper. I just randomly cut 5 by 5. It's just a regular sheet of paper. And then we'll see what we end up with, okay? now I have lots of strips. And what I'll do is just kind of see if I can make sure they're all kind of face up so I can see their design, and then alter. And I think I'm going, these are kind of all alike. I can tell they're from that one card. And maybe get them some kind of a little order so that I can alternate. That's the only reason. And like these have lots of little designs in it. So I'm gonna do that. And then we'll just start gluing these little strips on this paper, and then we'll see what pretty things we get here. Okay, so you can see all these beautiful colors. I love how when you cut these up, you can't tell what they were. They're just eclectic designs. I think I am going to not use these because they're so shiny, and I'll save those, but I will start assembling these. And let's see, the shortest ones I get will be a little short, and I might be able to even fix the ends. We'll see. These might be a little too short, but these are all nice and long enough to go off the page, so I'll have a nice 5x5 one of these, and I'll be able to make more. So let's get started. Okay, so I used up all my scraps. This is the one that I made the 5x5, and then I used my scraps and made more sheets of paper. I really used less than 2 regular sheets of paper. So this is what I ended up, and you'll see just how pretty that is, and it's got texture. It kind of it kind of moves almost a little bit, but it's just beautiful. Obviously, the pattern is not the theme in this, but the colors are the theme. And so I made some more, and I used the die cut because this is fairly thick, and I used this. You could use this as a tag. That'd be so cute. Put a little sentiment on it. And I went ahead and cut one, and it's a bookmark, and it's flexible. It's very fun, very unique. You could put writing on it if you want. Then I made a tag. All you would have to do, you could cut it this way, just cut it this way, and I rounded the corners and punched a hole, and then I put friend on it, and just on the back put to and from. Just excellent way to use all your extra pieces. So this happens to fit. This is just a regular card that I make, and this would be cute to have. I could watercolor something to put on here, or I die cut this, which is the same size as this, and then just stamp thanks on there, and it makes a beautiful card. It's very fun, very easy, and most of all, I like the fact that I'm using up my scraps. So if you have some scraps, you can cut them up, save them, kind of match the colors, and see what you come up with, and hope you enjoy it. This is a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by.